Hi, I'm Alexander Tornegra, founder and CEO of Torre. When adults are asked what their least favorite activities are, the two most common answers are A, doing chores around the house, and B, looking for a new job. And that is because finding a job and, for companies, finding good candidates are both headaches. Job boards encourage thousands of candidates to apply, even if they are not a match for the vacancies, therefore wasting everyone's time. Most applications are never reviewed, and as a consequence, applicants never find out what they did wrong or why they are not a good match. And that's why even the best candidates have chosen not to proactively seek employment opportunities, and instead, they simply wait to be contacted. At Torre, we have solved this problem. We started with a simple but powerful question. If we were to reinvent the way people find jobs from scratch today, what would it look like? And the answer is Torre. To build it, we got backing by some of the early investors and executives of companies like Apple, Amazon, SpaceX, Pinterest, Meta, and more. And the result is AI that helps you discover job openings, guides you through the application and screening process, lets you discover whether or not you're a good match for each opening, determines your cultural fit with the company and the team you're interested in, and provides feedback, even if it's hard to hear, so that you can improve. It also shows you how you compare against other candidates on every factor and much more. Torre is your personal recruiter that is constantly learning from you. What's more, it learns so much about you that the second time you're interested in a job opening through Torre, you'll likely be able to apply with just a tap or even just by replying to a message, "Yes, I'm interested." It might sound too good to be true. And to show you that it's real, I'm going to give you a demo of the experience as a candidate. Your first interaction with Torre will likely be because you came across a job opening posted in Torre by a company. Or maybe someone told you about Torre, you went to our website, requested an invitation, and got accepted. Or perhaps a recruiter named Emma reached out to you, letting you know that there is an opening that might interest you. If so, you already met Emma Torre, our AI-powered recruiter. Emma replicates human intuition without the discrimination. Emma does a lot of things for you. For example, she invites you to job openings, she answers questions about vacancies, she helps you complete your applications, checks your references, schedules interviews, and gives you feedback as well. Thousands of candidates that have interacted with Emma told us that they love her. So there's a high chance you're going to love her as well. At Torre, we have reinvented what job postings look like. We have taken into account all the information we know that you as a candidate consider important. It not only includes the common things that a job posting has, such as the role and responsibilities you'll have, but it also explains what the necessary hard and soft skills are. Some job openings have a video recorded by the company inviting you to be part of the team. You can also see what the professional culture of the company is. Ask questions. See the questions that other candidates interested have asked and see what answers they got. You can even see the team you'd be working with if you are hired. What's more, if you find the profile of a team member interesting, you can send them a signal. A signal is kind of tapping on someone's shoulder and saying, "Hey, I'd be interested in working with you someday." It's very useful because if this job opening might not be of your interest for whatever reason, you can signal their team members. That way, you're not going to miss a single opportunity to work with the people you're interested in collaborating with. You can see statistics about the job posting as well. You can see how many people have viewed the job opening, how many people applied, how many have been reviewed by the hiring team, and even how many had already been hired. Now remember, there are vacancies that hire more than just one person, so you shouldn't be discouraged when you see that someone has already been hired. By now, you probably noticed that transparency is very important to us. That's why, once you send in your application, you'll be notified when it is reviewed by the hiring team. If you already applied through Torre before, you don't have to provide the same information you already provided. You might be able to apply with just one click. If it's the first time you're applying, you'll be able to upload your resume with one click or share your link to a public profile like LinkedIn. What's more, sometimes your profile will be automatically filled with public information that can be found about you on the internet. In any case, once the information is imported, we'll ask you to check that everything is exactly how you like to present it, that it looks good and that it's accurate. Next, we ask you to verify whether the compensation offered for the vacancy is actually the compensation you're interested in. If the company is offering a range, you have the option to choose which part of the range you will be interested in. Or if it is open to negotiation, you're going to be able to determine how much you expect to accept the offer. Some companies use Torre.ai technology, which with just a few questions will give you real-time feedback on your application. For example, if the job is in a specific location, you can validate whether you live close enough to one of the locations where the job can be done. Or if it's a remote job, you'll be able to instantly validate whether the country or time zone is suitable. Also, for each hard skill required, you'll be able to immediately determine whether you have the experience required or proficiency. And if you do, but the description you provided on your resume isn't clear, you'll be able to immediately improve it. If the job requires a minimum amount of work experience, you'll also be able to tell right away whether or not you meet that requirement. In some cases, you're going to see additional screening questions that the hiring team thinks are really important for you to answer. And as you answer them, you are going to be able to find whether you're a good match for the job or not. There are several types of screening questions. Some are yes, no, some are multiple choice, and some are open-ended. In some cases, you'll see tips that tell you what makes a good answer or what makes a bad answer. Some questions require you to answer by recording audio and some by recording video. And in some cases too, you're going to see a video of the hiring team asking you the question. With all this, you'll know at once if there is a match or not, and if you want to continue screening or withdraw your application. If you continue, there is yet another magical moment. You'll be able to see how you compare to other candidates. That's right, you'll be able to see who's first, who's second, and where you are. There are over 100 different factors used for this ranking, and for each one, you'll be able to see information and even tips on how to improve. The ranking of these factors is determined by 9 types of artificial intelligence. And because at Torre, we are obsessed with transparency in technology, you can go and see the logic behind all those algorithms at any time. At Torre, your application is much more than a resume. And that's because you are much more than just 1 or 2 sheets of paper that summarize who you are. Instead, at Torre, we give you a professional genome. That's the name of your profile in Torre. It includes thousands of data points that describe what you've done, who you are, and what you want to do. I'm going to show you mine. Some elements are obvious. A photo, a short bio that summarizes who I am, my location, my identity, which is only visible to companies that I've applied to, and links to my social media and other publications. It also includes my experiences, not only work experience and education, but also interesting projects I've worked on, publications I've made, awards I've gotten, and more. Every experience can be verified. A reference check allows you to ask third parties to guarantee with one click that you actually did what you're saying you did. There are recommendations as well, which, by the way, are very easy to request and to provide. In fact, in Torre, giving a recommendation only takes 3 clicks. You don't have to ask someone to write a letter explaining details, etc. Yep, with 3 clicks, as you can see here, someone can give you a recommendation that carries significant weight. Your genome also shows your hard skills, your level of proficiency in each one, and the skills that you don't have yet, but you want to develop. It also includes a psychometric section that describes how you behave professionally. You can even ask others to share how they see you behave professionally, and that way you can not only know their opinion, but also see where their opinion significantly diverges from yours. By the way, if the company that posted the job that you're applying for is using Torre Cultural Fit, we use this information to help you determine the cultural fit with the company, the team, and the leaders that you will end up working with. It allows you to visualize similarities, differences, and areas where you complement each other. So all this was the public part of my professional genome, your professional genome. But there is also a secret part just for you. In your preferences, you can determine what types of professional skills you're interested in, what's the minimum compensation Torre must take into account to send you future job alerts, what are your anti-skills, that is, the skills that although you already developed, you don't want to continue developing, and therefore you don't want to get job alerts or notifications. Also, your anti-companies, that is, companies that you definitely are not interested in working with. Back to the application. If the company likes your application and writes to you, don't worry, we'll make sure that you don't lose that message. Not only we can notify you via email, text message, and WhatsApp, you can also download Torre Messenger, which notifies you in real time and allows you to interact with the company instantly. Next, if the company wants to interview you, many of them have an online calendar connected that will allow you to schedule an interview that fits your schedule with just 2 clicks. Now, this is very important as well. When the news isn't good and your application is rejected by the company, you will receive feedback. You'll know when your application was rejected and what the main reasons were for not being the chosen candidate. When that's the case, from time to time, Emma might write to you and ask you what you are up to so that Emma can continue learning about you to keep you in mind for future vacancies. Torre and Emma learn from every piece of information you provide during the process of applying to a company. They take that information into account for future vacancies so that you only receive alerts with a very high probability of attracting your attention. And just so you know, your profile doesn't have to be 100% perfect for you to receive good alerts. Torre has a map of over 65,000 hard skills and 5 million relationships between them. It knows when a skill is recognized under different names. So if you have it in your professional genome under one name, but a company uses a different name for that skill when posting a job, Torre knows that it might be important to contact you. As you can see, Torre and Emma offer many benefits and functionalities. It is a result of interviewing tens of thousands of candidates in dozens of countries across multiple professions, understanding what they like, what they hate, and creating the best experience for finding a job. Some people say that AI is replacing many jobs, and they might be right. But at Torre, we have chosen to use that AI to help you and everyone else find their dream job. Today, the vast majority of talent is wasted because it is never exposed to the best career opportunities it can have. At Torre, we are changing that, and we invite you to be part of the creation of that reality.